Morning, everybody. I wanted to follow up from my post from this morning, which actually the last time I put it up got a little bit of negative feedback, but I want to explain it. Here it is. The post is, it says, most people who are addicted to drugs and alcohol don't want to know how to stay sober. They want to know how to continue using without consequences. See it there. And that got some, I should say some, not a lot, one or two negative pieces of feedback because the person said, well, you know, that's not true. People want to get sober. They want the pain to end. They don't want to live their lives like that. And that is true. That person is right. But, you know, for me, from my own experience, before I knew that I wanted a life of sobriety, I just wanted the consequences to go away. That's all I knew. It never occurred to me that a life of sobriety, a life of recovery was out there and available to me. I just wanted to figure out how to do it better. So for me, even before the first step, even before admitting we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives were unmanageable, maybe the first step is the aha moment of this just isn't working out for me anymore. Look what I'm getting in return. My return on investment is really crappy. I spend all my money to buy drugs. I'm getting in trouble. My wife is angry with me all the time. My work isn't going well. Et cetera, et cetera. How do I make those things stop? The answer to how do you make those things stop is you get sober. You stop using drugs and alcohol. And there is a direct correlation. But as someone who did not grow up with recovery around me and somebody who was very new to the recovery scene, I didn't know about that stuff. All I knew is that I have this insatiable need for drugs and alcohol, and my life is complete crap. That's what I knew, right? So just getting to the point of I want these consequences to stop. I want all this shitty stuff to stop. How do I make it stop? And the answer is you get sober is to me the first very, very little baby step, because I didn't know what I wanted. And by the way, I was so ignorant to what recovery was about. I knew there were 12 steps because from TV and films, who doesn't? And I knew that the first step was admitting you have a problem, but I had no idea what the other steps said. I had no idea what I was in for. Everything I heard when I got into treatment, I was hearing for the very first time. Everything was brand new. I was like that goldfish. For me, I was seeing the surroundings for the first time. To me, sitting in treatment in the very beginning and seeing on the wall that it said, I'm powerless over drugs and alcohol. Over alcohol, my life became unmanageable. I knew that was true. Okay, I knew that every time I took a pill or a drink, I no longer had the choice to not take the next. Once I took one, I was in. And I'm the same way, by the way, with sugar, and that's why I had to give up sugar a few years ago, because it wasn't one cookie or one cake. It's the whole thing for me. I'm in for a dime. I'm in for a dozen. And that my life was unmanageable. And the unmanageable part for me was the consequences of everything was going wrong. Anyway, I wanted to clear that up. So, yes, I wanted my life to be better. I did not want to be a drug addict. But the very, very beginning steps for me was there are consequences, and I need to make them stop. How do I make them stop? And the answer is recovery from drugs and alcohol. But I didn't know that, and that's my message. So most people say, most people are using and say, how do I don't want to drink anymore. I think what they're initially saying is, they don't want the consequences anymore, and that's okay. When people ask me how I've been abstinent from sugar for 5 years, I think what they're saying is, how do I make the consequences go? How do I lose the weight? But the answer is the profound psychological and physical changes is living my life differently is what brought those changes. Anyway, I'd love to hear what you have to think. My website is southfloridaintervention.com. I can be reached at 561-961-4033 if you have any questions or just want to talk. Anyway, have a great day and thanks. Bye.